have the children's library, and today, as you can see, we're going to talk about pirates. So, on the count of three, can you give me your best arg? So, ready? 1, 2, 3. Arg! So, today, I am going to show you some pirate things that you can do at home. This is just a book we have here at the Wayne County Public Library. You can ask for it if you call us. You can make a pirate hat like my own that I have on my head at home. You can, you can make your own painting of a pirate ship. You can make your own money bags, just your own treasure. You can make your ancient treasure map, because everybody needs an ancient treasure map. You can have pirate flags or a shipwreck. You have to find your little rat and make it. It's just mainly on paper. You can actually have a man overboard and draw yourself out there in the sea if you want. Or you can do a little pirate finger puppet. There's just all kinds of different things that you can do in here. So what we're going to do today, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to row our boat. So can you row with me? I'm in my boat and I'm rowing. So row, row, row your ship gently across the sea. Yo-ho, yo-ho, a pirate's life at sea. Scrub, scrub, scrub the deck gently across the sea. Yo-ho, yo-ho, a pirate's life at sea. Now we have to move our hands like we're doing a rope, okay? Can you move your hand like a rope? Good job. We have to pull, pull, pull our sail gently across the sea. Yo-ho, yo-ho, a pirate's life at sea. We have to sway, sway, sway your ship gently across the sea. Yo-ho, yo-ho, a pirate's life for me. Good job. You did so good. So our next thing we will do, I can't jump, but we're going to act like I can jump. We're going to, a jumping we will go, a jumping we will go. Yo-ho, yo-ho, a pirate's gold. A jumping we will go. And now we can swim because we're in the ocean. A swimming we will go, a swimming we will go. Yo-ho, yo-ho, a pirate's gold. A swimming we will go. Good job. So for our first book that we have Henry and the Buccaneer Bunnies. I like this story. Cruising the seven seas on a crickety old ship called the Salty Carrot sailed a wild, rowdy band of buccaneer bunnies. They were bad, bad, bad bunnies. All right, when pirates on the other ships saw their long floppy ears and their fluffy white tails, they shook with fear. The captain of the Salty Carrot was Barnacle Blackear, the baddest bunny brute of all time. Blackear was proud of his wooden paw, his golden earrings, and his mean reputation. What Blackear was not proud of was his son, Henry. Instead of performing his proper pirating duties, Henry was more interested in reading the books the buccaneers stole from the other ships. Buccaneer's bunny don't need no books, said Blackear. Toss him overboard, he yelled to the other bunnies. No, wait, Henry said. Just let me finish them first. Avast, said Blackear. Swab the decks until you come to your senses. And so Henry swabbed the decks day after day while reading some of his favorite books like Rabbit's Son, Crusoe, and the 30 Days to Longer Ears. Bet ye can't learn how to do this from a book, Jean Lee Hare said while sharpening his hook. Henry sighed and just turned the page. You'll never find booty like this in a book, Calico Jack Rabbit told him, holding up his stolen loot. Henry shrugged and just turned the page. Can't do this with a book in your paw, Bartholomew Bunny said while standing on his peg leg. Henry just turned another page. As much as he loved his books, Henry was a lonely buccaneer bunny if there ever was one. Then one morning he looked up at the red sky and wriggled his little pink nose. He heard the parrots squawk and saw fish jumping out of the water. If my books on meteorology are correct, those signs mean a big storm's heading this way, he thought. Henry tried telling Gently Hair about the upcoming storm. Excuse me, but I believe a storm is coming, Henry said. But Jean was too busy polishing his pieces of 8. Go back to your books, Henry. He tried telling Calico Jack Rabbit. I'm pretty sure a storm is on its way, Henry said, but Calico Jack was too busy admiring his tattoo of a cabbage. Don't bother me now, Henry. Finally, Henry cried, "Back down the hatches! A huge storm is coming!" What do you know about storms? Blackbeard demanded. Get back to swabbing the deck before I make shark bait out of those books of yours. Henry did as he was told, but he kept his little pink eyes on the skies. When he saw the rats abandoning the ship, he started packing up his books in empty treasure chests. The storm started small. A few low grumbles of thunder, a spike of lightning, and then suddenly a crashing, bashing, thrashing wildcat of a hurricane broke loose. It shook the ship. Sovereign sea dogs! It mangled the masts. Great flying bilges! It slashed the sails, damaged the deck, and ripped up the rickety old salty carrot. And all that was left floating on the choppy waters were a bunch of soggy bunnies and Henry's treasure chest filled with books. When the storm finally calmed down, Black-Ear, Henry, and the rest of the buccaneers paddled to the nearest island. We're ruined, wailed Black-Ear. No ship, no pieces of 8, no gems. He sat in the sand and blubbered like a lily-livered landlubber. But Henry got to work. The first thing he did was build a 2-story hut out of palm fronds and coconuts. How did you learn how to do that? Asked Black-Ear. I read it in 101 Things to Do with Palm Fronds and Coconuts, replied Henry. Next, he built a fire and cooked up a tasty seaweed stew. Blimey, said the hungry bunnies. Where did you learn that? I found that recipe in Quick and Easy Meals for Marooned Pirates, said Henry. Then he made each of them all, fetching garments from the bits and pieces he had salvaged from the shipwreck. We look like gentle bunnies, we do. What swank swashbucklers we are. Arr! And it's all from them land-loving books, said Black-Ear, shaking his head. Henry taught Black-Ear and the Buccaneer bunnies all kinds of useful things, like how to plant carrots and make the best sand castles and build boats out of palm fronds. And soon they built a new ship, which they sailed to a library at a nearby Easter Islands every summer. Here, the bunnies spent many happy hours slurping seaweed stew and reading books. Ay, Buccaneer bunnies will always need books, said Black-Ear, and Henry just smiled and turned the page. Did y'all like that story? I thought that was so cute. I loved it. So, our next thing that we're going to do, can you show me 10 fingers? We're going to have 10 little pirates, okay? So, 10 little pirates stood in a row. They bowed to their captain just so. Good job. They marched to the left. They marched to the right. They shouted, yo-ho, and gave their captain a fright. Good job. For our next little thing we have, I'm going to show you my little whiteboard. I'm going to put it in front of my little boat. So, over here I have A and R, and we're going to learn what these mean. Okay, ready? There once was a pirate long ago who loved that A and R sound, you know. When he saw a word with an A and an R, you could hear him calling near and far. Car, jar, R, 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 R. Tar, star, R, R, R. Hard, bar, har, R, R. Arm, harm, charm. That pirate sailed the ocean blue in search of gold and silver too, but the greatest treasure that there could be was an A-R word that he could read. Far, scar, R, R, R. Mars, cars, R, R, R. Start, cart, R, R, R. Hard, card, lard. R, 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 R. And A-R word says R. Good job. Our next story that we have, move that out of the way, is on a pirate ship. And we're on a pirate ship, or I'm in my pirate ship, and I have Polly here. She is the fancy little bird that she's my sidekick. And I have my eye patch, my hat on, and we are sailing the ocean blue and reading stories to you. So, on a pirate ship, looks like this. It's by Sarah Courtauld and illustrated by Benji Davis. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to live on a pirate ship? Just imagine setting sail. All aboard, the captain shouts, and everybody scrambles up onto the ship. The wind puffs into the enormous sails and pushes the ship across the waves. To steer, the captain turns the heavy wooden wheel. By day, he follows his trusty maps. By night, he follows the twinkling stars, and the ship guides over the silent sea. All at once, a wild wind whirls, and giant waves crash over the deck. The wind begins to rip the sails, so the pirates haul them in. Everyone clings on for dear life as the ship rides through the storm. In the morning, all is calm, and the pirates switch up the rickety sails. The youngest pirate climbs the mast and spies a treasure ship. "Ship ahoy! All hands on deck!" the captain cries. Mile after mile across the sea, the pirates chase the treasure ship, and when they're close, they fire the cannons. Boom! They catch up with the ship and leap aboard. Arrgh! And they fight until the battle is won. The sailors are so scared they give up all their treasure. There are shiny silks, glittering jewels, and hundreds of golden doubloons. Then the captain offers the sailors a tricky choice. They can either be left to drift on the swirling sea, or they can join his fearless crew. They decide to become pirates. Everybody celebrates, and they dance until they're dizzy and sing merry songs, and suddenly the captain spies the dangers on the way. If the pirates get caught with the deep treasure, they'll be in big trouble. They race away across the waves and hide until the coast is clear. Soon they'll set sail on their next adventure. But do you think that you'd be that brave enough to live on a pirate ship? Do you think you would be brave enough? I hope so. It'd be hard to do. Okay, so we're going to do our AR song one more time. This is how it's going to go, right? AR song. The pirates all say, "Arr, arr, 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 arr." The pirates all say, "Arr, arr, arr," and it's made by A and R. A and R's in words like star and car and bar and tar and hardy har har. And the pirates all say, "Arr, arr, arr," and it's made by A and R. Good job. So we have one more story that I'm going to read to you. And it is Harold's Treasure Hunt. So we're going to make a little treasure map at home. Harold's Little Treasure Hunt. One clear night, Harold got up and went for a walk on the beach. He took his purple crown and asked the moon to come and light the way. The beach was empty and peaceful once all the families went home. The salty smell of the ocean reminded Harold of the tales of the pirates and adventurers of the high seas. He decided to find some pirates and join their adventure. Harold knew that the best place to find pirates was on a pirate ship. He found an anchor with a big chain and went up and up and up, and Harold was sure a ship must be attached to the other end, so up he climbed. He put a porthole on top of the chain so he could climb aboard. There might be treasure, Harold thought as he climbed in. Harold hoped the pirates would be asleep since it was nighttime. He knew pirates could be grumpy if you wake them up, so he decided to be very quiet, as so not to disturb them. Harold checked and made sure that everything was in tip-top shape, and he wondered what it would be like to be a pirate. He made a pirate hat and used his purple crown like a sword. He jumped around pretending to be a pirate until a pirate came along, and he was so grumpy, so Harold decided to give him his hat back. Harold asked the grumpy pirate about treasure. He didn't seem to want to talk about that. The grumpy old pirate waved his sword, and Harold wondered what the pirate might be trying to tell him. Eventually, Harold got the point. The grumpy pirate wanted him to walk the plank. Now Harold knew that the pirate life was not for him. Harold inched backward but lost his balance, and as he began to fall, he wondered if the water below would be cold. Harold fell down, down, down through the air, holding his little crown tightly. Harold held his breath as he dove under the water. Harold wondered if there was treasure to find under the sea. He swam deeper to find someone who might know. It was so hard to see under the sea, but he spotted something nearby. Was it treasure? Harold had a strange feeling that he was being watched. Suddenly, an octopus floated by. With 8 arms, an octopus could surely point him in the right direction, Harold thought. Unfortunately, they didn't see eye to eye, so Harold swam on looking for someone else he might know. He came upon a little smart fish, and then another, and another, and another, until Harold was swimming with a whole school of fish. He asked if they had learned anything of the sunken treasure. They didn't seem to understand. No matter, Harold thought. He was happy to have some company, but they were moving very quickly. Harold wondered why they were in such a rush, and suddenly another fish came into view. It was a much bigger fish than the other fish. Harold wondered if this was their teacher. But then he realized what sort of fish this was. It was a shark with lots of sharp teeth. Harold clutched his purple crown and swam away as fast as he could. He swam to the bottom and quickly made a safe place to hide. When the coast was clear, Harold set out again. He was feeling all tired from all the swimming, so he decided to walk. Then something in the seaweed caught his eye. It was a mermaid. The mermaid was part fish and part person. Harold asked her if she knew where to find any treasure. But she was busy playing with a starfish and didn't want to interrupt them. So Harold climbed onto the back of a giant sea turtle that was swimming by and asked for a ride. Harold had heard that sea turtles were fast swimmers. They took off at top speed. The sea turtle brought him to a shore of a deserted island. Harold felt relieved to be back on land again. This was just the kind of place where pirates would hide treasure, Harold thought, so he began to search. After a while, he found a cave. Harold knew caves were damp and spooky, and might even be filled with bats. He wished the moon could come in and light the way. The cave was dark, very dark. But Harold could tell someone had been here before. He saw a picture of a horse and other animals on the wall, but there was no sign of treasure. Harold was getting tired of hunting for treasure. He was starting to wish he was at home when he bumped into something. Harold thought it might be a treasure chest, but it was very dark and he couldn't see for sure. He needed some light. Harold wished he could see the moon, or even better, the sun, but there were no windows in a dark cave. Then Harold remembered his purple crown. Harold drew the curtains and the sun shone through big and bright. And there, under his bedroom window, was the best treasure ever, toys. A chest filled with all of his favorite toys. So he sat down and began to play. Did you like that story? I love that story. It's so cute. So, what you can do at home, I'm going to show you. I have this already made on mat, but with any paper that you have at home, you can make your own little treasure map. So I have like a Lost Island, a Skull Cove Island, Plunder Island, and then the compass. So we have north, south, east, and west. And this is our pirate map. So you make your own at home, like I said. And then, in your little bag that you got for our pirate party, we have a whole bunch of different little coloring sheets that you can do. And then you get your own little kaleidoscope to look through. There's some stickers, there's a golden doubloon that you have, and there's a top, and then there might be some jewels in there too. There's all kinds of cool stuff. And this is Polly, like I said, this is my little ship on the open sea, and we're sailing. And look, land ho, we found treasure! I have a treasure chest. Look at all my gold! That's so neat. I think some of you should have some of this in your little baggies that we have for summer reading. So, it's so neat. We want to thank you for watching with us today, and we're going to give our best R on the count of 3, okay? You ready? 1, 2, 3. R, matey!